lectures. So finally we have reached the last stage in which we shall discuss some of the IIT JEE questions based on the concept of vectors. We shall discuss the application of multiple concepts in a single question, and of course until and unless you are through with all the concepts like scalar triple product, vector triple product, the dot product as well as the cross product, you cannot attempt any question. So let's begin. Okay, so now that we have almost done with the chapter that is on vectors, now we'll be discussing some of the IIT JEE questions, that is the previous year questions that have come in IIT JEE from this section, that is the chapter on vectors. It will help you to get an idea of what kind of questions can you expect in your exams and what are the tricks or what are the ways that you need to adopt to solve the questions to save your time, right? So let's begin. The first question that we have says the scalar A dot B plus C cross A plus B plus C equals. Okay, so do not get panicky seeing this big term. In fact, the question is quite simple. Let's see how we'll proceed in this question. We are required to find out this scalar. So we have A dot B plus C cross A plus B plus C. I keep this A as it is, vector A as it is, and I try to first of all evaluate this term. So what do I have? B cross A. What am I doing? I have B plus C cross A plus B plus C. So first of all I will take B cross A plus then I have B cross B, then B cross C, then I have C cross A, then I am taking the second term C. Now I will take C cross A, then I will have C cross B and C cross C. So I have C cross A plus C cross B plus C cross C. So this is what I have. This is equal to A as it is. Now see, B cross A, we keep it as it is. Then we have this becomes 0, or what you can do is we can just take a dot product with A also. Now I have A dot B cross A, then I will get A dot B cross C. This will become 0, P cross B is 0. So we have A dot B cross C, then I will get A dot C cross B. This will also become 0. So we are left with these three terms, A dot B cross A plus A dot B cross C plus A dot C cross B. Now again this is equal to A, B, C vectors minus we have A, B, C, because this will also become 0 and this becomes ABC scalar triple product. This will become 0. So this is ABC, this will become minus AC, ABC. So finally we get the result as 0. So see, the question was quite simple. It's just that you need to know what do we mean by cross product, what do we mean by dot product, how do we apply these products. So the answer is 0. That means the option A is correct. The next question that we have is the volume of the parallelepiped whose sides are given by OA is 2i minus 3j, OB is I plus j minus k, OC is 3i minus k is, okay. So if you remember, we have discussed this property also, that is this formula also, how to find out the volume of parallelepiped. So the volume of parallelepiped is equal to, we have already discussed this formula, so we will just be finding out this term, and in fact this, if you remember, we have already discussed, this can be written as determinant of, now we will be writing in the first row the components of A, followed by the components of B in second row, and finally the components of C in the third row. So here we have 2 minus 3 0, OB is I plus j minus k, so we have 1 1 minus 1, and OC is 3i minus k, so we have 3 0 minus 1. this is the determinant that we have, 2 minus 3 0 1 1 minus 1 3 0 minus 1. So simply find out this determinant and you will get the answer. So we have 2, then I have minus 1 minus 0 plus 0, so minus 1, then I have plus 3 minus 1 plus 3 plus 0. So this becomes minus 2 plus 3 minus 1, 2 into 3 is 6. So answer is 4. So see, the questions on vectors are not very lengthy, they are not very difficult, but yes, you need to know the formulae as well as you need to know the rules how to apply the dot and the cross product. So the answer in this question is 4. Next question that we have is, let A is I minus j, B is j minus k and C is k minus I. If D is a unit vector such that A dot D is 0, then and that is equal to BCD also, scalar triple product of BCD, then D vector is equal to what? Okay, so we are required to find out the D vector and we are given that it is a unit vector plus we are given 2 more conditions. So let's proceed. First of all, let me assume that my D vector is of the form xi plus yj plus zk. Let us assume my D vector is of this form. Now, given that D is a unit vector, so that would mean that x square plus y square plus z square would be equal to 1 since D is a unit vector, right? Now, the given conditions are dot product of A and D is 0, which is equal to BCD. So, first of all, since A dot D is 0, now we apply the rule of dot product. My A is I minus j, D is xi plus yj plus zk. So, the dot product would yield x minus y and there is no k in A, so we get 0. So, x minus y is 0, which implies x is equal to y, and this is my first equation. I have obtained that x and y are equal. Now, second thing that I have is also this is equal to 0, right? This is also given. So, now applying this again, this is, we can write simply the determinant and the components of B, C and D in the rows. So, B is j minus k, so I have 0, 1, 1, right? Then I have, okay, j minus k, so it has to be minus 1. Then C is k minus I. So, now here just remember C is k minus I. Let me write it here. C is k minus I. So, we can write it as minus I plus 0j plus k. Do not get confused in the coordinates. Most of the students are in a hurry and what they do is they will write the I coordinate as x coordinate as 1, they will take y coordinate as minus 1 and maybe z coordinate as 0, but that would be completely incorrect. So, here we will have minus 1, 0, 1. Then the components of D, D is xi plus yj plus zk. So, we have x, y, z. So, we have the determinant 0, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 0, 1, x, y, z is equal to 0. Just expand this determinant again. So, we will get 0 will remain as it is. Okay, expanding gives me x plus y plus z is equal to 0. Now, x plus y plus z is 0, but we had obtained x is y. So, we have, now I put y equal to x, so I get 2x plus z is equal to 0, right? So, let me take this as my second equation. Now, D is a unit vector, so we had already taken, okay, we will take this equation also as something, let me mark it as star, x square plus y square plus z square is 1. Now, putting these values in star, because we have already obtained x, y, z in terms of one variable, putting these values in star. So, my x square remains as it is, y is x, so y also becomes x square and z is minus 2x from second equation. So minus 2x whole square, x square plus y square plus z square is 1. So this gives me x square, 2x square plus 4x square is 1, which implies 6x square is 1, which implies x is plus minus 1 by under root 6. So x is plus minus 1 by under root 6, and since now we have obtained the value of x, we can easily find out the values of y and z also, and finally we can just substitute these values in vector d to evaluate vector d. Therefore, I can directly write that my vector d was xi plus yj plus zk. So this becomes plus minus 1 by root 6, and x is this, so y was also equal to x and j was minus 2x, so here we will get minus 2k. Let us see which of the option matches. Plus minus I plus j minus 2k by under root 6. So this option is correct, right? So see, this was a very simple question, I would say, because we have just utilized the given conditions and we have just applied the rules, right? The next question that we have is, let A, B, C be distinct non-negative numbers. If the vectors ai plus aj plus ck, I plus k and ci plus cj plus bk lie in a plane, then C is it arithmetic mean of A and B, is it geometric mean of A and B, is it harmonic mean of A and B, or is it equal to 0? Okay, so we are given A, B, C are distinct non-negative numbers, and we need to find out whether C is arithmetic mean of A and B, geometric, harmonic, or whether it is equal to 0. So how will we proceed? Now it is given that these vectors lie in a plane. That means since it is given that the three vectors are coplanar, lie in a plane means coplanar, and therefore if you remember, again we have discussed these in lectures, we have discussed this in properties, that AAC determinant, then I have I coordinate is 1 0 1, and then I have CCB, this should be equal to 0. We have discussed this in properties, the condition for coplanarity of the vectors. So now again, this was the only trick involved in this question. If you know this result, then you can easily solve out this question. Now just expand this, open up this determinant, and you can do it directly also, but that will consume a bit of time. So what you can do is we can apply elementary row or column operations. So applying C1 tends to C1 minus C2. This is the column operation that I am applying, and let's see what happens. Now I have C1 tends to C1 minus C2. So that means A minus A is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, and C minus C is 0. Second column will remain as it is, third column will remain as it is. Now see, in mathematics all the concepts are quite interrelated. So until and unless you know the properties of determinants, you will not be able to solve this question. So all these concepts are interrelated. Now this is equal to 0. So this means just expand the determinant, and we have minus 1 into AB minus C square is 0. I am expanding this determinant along the first column because I have got two zeros, that will save my time. I need to have just one element, I need to solve out just one element in this. So I get minus 1 into AB minus C square is 0, which gives me AB minus C square is 0, or I can write C square is AB. Now again, C square is AB is automatically implying that C is the geometric mean of A and B, and therefore the correct option is B. Now again, until and unless you know this property of geometric mean, that if C is the geometric mean between A and B, then C square is equal to AB, you cannot derive the result. So again, this question was also simple. Next question is, U, V and W be vectors such that U plus V plus W is 0 if magnitude of u vector is 3, magnitude of v vector is 4 and magnitude of w vector is 5, this should be magnitude of w vector is 5, then we have to find out the value of u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u. Okay. Again, this question is also simple. Just concentrate on one thing, that whenever you are given a question, whenever you go through a question, just try to take a note of all the given things. In fact, you can just mark out all the given things, that we are given one, this condition is given, then I am given this, this, this. Obviously, all the given conditions are utilized while you are solving a particular question. So, how do we proceed in this question? Again, I take the given condition, I am given u plus v plus w is 0 vector. So, now magnitude of u is given, v is given, w is given. What I do is I just square both sides. So, I have this is equal to 0. Now, just open up this so that I get u square plus v square plus w square plus, now I will get u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u is equal to 0, right. So, simply now we will substitute the value of magnitude u, it is given 3. So, 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square plus twice of u dot v, this will remain as it is, v dot w plus w dot u. See, one of the reasons of squaring both sides was that I was required to find out the value of u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u. If I would have proceeded directly, it would have been a bit difficult. So, and I know that if I just square up this term, I will be getting a term of the form u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u. So, that is why I have squared both sides. Okay, so this gives me 9 plus 16 plus 25 plus twice of again this term is equal to 0, and this becomes 25 plus 9 is 34 plus 16, 50 plus twice of this term is 0, which gives me twice of u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u would be equal to minus of 50. So, u dot v plus v dot w plus w dot u is equal to minus 50 by 2, which is equal to minus 25. So, our answer is B, that is minus 25. So, again this question was simple. I have just utilized the given conditions. I have just proceeded from this given equation, and with a thing in my mind that since I need to evaluate this value, so I will be squaring up this term, squaring both sides of this term, this equation in fact, so that I get a term of this form, right. So, just practice a good number of questions on vectors. This can help you to get some easy scores, provided the formulae are on your fingertips, as well as the rules you are well versed with the rules like dot and cross product. Only then will you be able to solve these questions. Okay. If you have got any kind of queries on the topic, you can post it for free on our discussion board of askiitians.com. For doing so, just go to the website askiitians.com. Go to the discussion board, and as soon as you select the option of discussion board, on the right hand side you will see the column Ask Experts. In that you can select the category of the question, for example say algebra, and just post your question. You can also attach any kind of image with the question. Then just click on Get Answer, and the Ask IITians experts will give you the answer within the duration of 24 to 48 hours. Well, I hope you must have understood the IIT questions, and I am sure by now you must have known that what kind of questions can you exactly expect from the chapter on vectors in your exams. So, before we just end, let's have a quick recap of the entire chapter. Like, first of all, I began with obviously the definition of vectors, and then we discussed the various types of vectors. Then we switched to triangle law of vector addition, followed by the parallelogram law of vector addition. We also discussed the section formula and the various applications. Then we discussed the scalar product as well as the vector product of two vectors. Finally, we discussed the scalar triple product followed by the vector triple product of vectors, and lastly we discussed the various applications of vectors in geometry. So this was the entire layout of the chapter on vectors. Now for more videos of physics, chemistry, mathematics as well as biology, stay tuned on AskIITians.com.